This is the 2021 Chattanooga Triathlon. What you see there is the aquarium. Chattanooga is a wonderful place for triathlons. Most people understand that that's swimming, biking, running. It's the three sports. Most people get intimidated typically by the swim, but it's something you can learn through a team effort, getting involved with a team. This was put on by Team Magic. But it's a great sport for all-around conditioning. Here's the finish line. Here's some of the crowd at the swim finish. Swim, of course, is the first thing on the agenda. It's a little bit intimidating to most. Bike is the second. There's lots of bikes here, lots of competitors, and then lastly, of course, is the run. Okay, we're here at the Chattanooga Triathlon with Barbara. Barbara did the sprint here just this morning, and we're going to just ask about what got you involved in triathlons, how did you hear about it, what has it meant to you, and just generally the things that are important to you on your mind about it.
Well, when I lost my job, I was about a week before my 61st birthday. I weighed 215 pounds.
You didn't?
I did.
I love it.
And so I had to go out and find another job. They didn't have any health insurance, so I had to get in shape. So I didn't have any choice. It was either that, because I couldn't pay any doctor bills, so I started.
That's amazing. How much did you actually lose?
I lost about 70 pounds, but I gained a lot of it back. But
you still look great. I mean, there's no way you weigh 215.
But I had to take control of my life and get back in shape, and I've always wanted to do the Senior Olympics, and so I couldn't do it because I worked in billing.
Okay, I just got back. I was just at the Senior Olympics in Tennessee yesterday, and got a few injuries, and so they had the state finals. So the Senior Olympics has all those great, all those events.
I've always wanted to go to the state championships.
Yeah, they're on now.
Yeah, and I was never able to do it because I worked in billing, and we had to close out at the end of the month, and that's always when they had their competitions. So I couldn't go until after I retired.
Yeah.
And I went to the gym that I was going to, where I lost all my weight. I had a friend when I was doing the spin class.
Okay.
And she got on my back for about 2 years trying to get me to do the Triathlon in Knoxville.
Okay.
It was just a short one, and I told her I couldn't because I didn't know how to swim. So after about 2 years, I went to the Bristol Y to learn to swim. In October.
And what age were you at that time?
65.
65, learning to swim to be able to do a triathlon.
Yes.
That's great.
So I did that. That was my first triathlon. It was just really short, and I fell in love. I was hooked.
I love it.
I did about 6 more that year, and I did 10 the next year, and I signed up for 20 the next year, but my back went out, and 2 of them I didn't get to do.
Wow.
And also that year, I fractured 2 toes and broke the other one, and getting out of the lake, and my foot slipped on the bank. It was a slight bank, and I had flip-flops on. I won't wear flip-flops anymore.
Oh my gosh.
Because my foot kind of slid, and it cut across my toes, and I thought I just, kind of stumped them.
Yeah.
But never did get any better for now. I did 2 more triathlons after that before I went and had them checked.
Oh my gosh.
And 2 of them were just fractured, but the one of them is crazy looking.
Yeah, I've got one that it's just disconnected. I can just move the end of it because once it broke, it never came back.
Mine digs in the side of my other toe. I kind of have to watch it, keep my nails clipped where it digs in to the side of that toe.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
And I had a car wreck in '96 when I was 54, I think, and broke my neck.
Oh,
and it's only by the grace of God that I'm even walking.
I love it.
He said I came very, very close to winding up quadriplegic.
Oh my God.
He said there was some divine intervention in my.
And that's another thing we're real interested in is your spiritual belief, because we're actually, my wife and I travel around the country doing these events. We're very basic Christian. We believe in the gospel, the Bible, prayer works, and all that. You know.
Well, that's all the whole medical staff talked about the whole time I was in there. That I had a guardian angel watching over me.
Is that
and he
right?
said when he did the surgery, he couldn't believe how smoothly it went.
Wow.
He expected it to be a lot harder than what it was.
That's amazing. So, is church something that's important to you?
Oh,
as
yeah,
well?
yeah.
Which church do you go to?
First Baptist in Elizabeth.
Oh, okay, so
I'm supposed to be there today, but
I know, I hear you.
I don't usually do races on Sunday because of that, and I do run the video for the church.
Isn't that funny? I run video for Calvary Chapel here in town. Well, but then I moved out of Chattanooga to Florida, but I ran camera for years.
Yeah. I love it. I hate to miss, but
yeah, I do too.
I have been doing the Olympic distance in this. This is the first year I've done the sprint.
And the Olympic distance is tough.
Yeah, and 2018 or 2017, I think it was. I set a PR, but it was nice and cool.
Yeah.
And which is unusual for this time of year.
Like today, it's a nice day.
Well, today is nice and cool, but it was so humid, and I have asthma, and I struggled the whole time out there.
Did you?
Just trying to breathe.
Yeah.
But if it was hot and humid, there was no way. Because the very next year that I did it, the first year I've never been under, I think my PR was about 4 hours and 17 plus minutes. And the very next year, it was so hot and humid, and I could not even walk. I had to practically crawl the run the whole time. And I knew I was hurting in the chest, and I knew on the back where I was trying to breathe through the mouth that it was so hot that I wasn't going to be able to run.
Yeah.
It was just short of 5 hours a year. I was very disappointed.
But just the fact that you kept going.
Yeah.
You know, you know, just to have that tenacity to keep it going, you know.
So I was supposed to come the following year, but the trainer that I had some kind of accident or something, busted his head, and he died.
Oh,
and
my
they had
gosh.
his funeral services the same time that the
triathlon was.
Yeah. I wasn't expecting her to do anything, but she emailed me back and gave me a deferral to the next year. But then the next year, COVID hit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
here we are
it's been
back
deferred for 2 years. That's the only reason I'm here this year. But I don't really like to. I try to pick the ones that are on Saturday and not do any that are on Sunday.
Right.
But
well, what would you say to somebody that's tuned into this? They're sitting on their couch, they're afraid, they're intimidated, they think they're too old, to get them, to encourage them.
Well, a lot of people don't know that I'm this old as that I am.
Yeah, you look good.
But I don't know, once I, took control of my life and got back in shape, of course, I did have COVID in September.
You had it, okay.
Yeah, and that's the reason I asked them to change my Olympic distance into a sprint, because I still haven't got all of my strength back.
Right.
And did a number on my asthma.
Yes.
And I really struggled today, just trying to get through it.
But you did it.
Yeah, but I ran a half marathon 8th of May in Elizabeth.
Gosh.
It was the first time they've ever had anything like that in Elizabeth. And so they had a PT there, and he worked on me after the race. Usually when I do a half marathon, I can't walk for a week after that. But he worked on me, and I felt great. I was bounding up the stairs at church, and I just felt, like I hadn't even run a half marathon.
Wow.
And so I rested Monday, so I probably it was a big mistake. 2 days later, after I did that half marathon, I thought, I feel good. I'm going out and run. I made 1.4 miles, and I went lame.
It hit, all that hit. Yeah,
and I couldn't even walk back home. I had to sit and work on my leg for a long time before I could even walk back home.
Yeah.
And I went to the doctor. He said that he didn't think there was any injury. It was just where my muscles that support my hip and the soft tissue had bound up. Yeah. But it was a little bit more than that. I went myself and went to see a chiropractor the last 2 weeks, and he's given me 2 adjustments. And my spine was crazy.
Yeah.
And but I was actually able to run today.
That's amazing. So you'd just encourage others just to get out and start somewhere. Just get started.
But the senior games is a good place to start. They have so many different things.
That's a good idea, right?
That there's some kind of sport of some kind that you can do that just to be active.
Yeah.
I don't have anybody to take care of me or anything. I have to take care of myself, and I enjoy life.
Well.
And I want to enjoy it as long as I can.
Right.
So I try to stay active. Of course, I'm trying to work back up now. I'm not as in good shape right now as I have been.
Yeah, and then your spiritual belief in your church is an important part of your life as well. Yeah, we're the same way. We believe the same way. Well, that was great. I appreciate the time you took, Barbara, and telling us a little bit about yourself, and we'll look forward to that encouraging others.
Well, I enjoyed it. Once I did the first one, I could not do another one.
Yeah, you had to keep going.
Yeah, and it's taken me places that I never thought I would ever be before. I actually got to be part of Team USA at the at the World Championships when it was in Chicago.
I'll be darned.
I said I can't afford to go overseas, and I said the only way I'd ever be able to participate. And of course, years ago when I first started, I never had an inkling that I'd even go that far with it.
Yeah.
And when it was in Chicago, I said I've got to go to Milwaukee and qualify, because who knows when it'll ever come back to the States again, or whether I'll even be alive.
Yeah, because I went to Australia for the Worlds. I don't know, a couple of years ago. I can't even remember when it was, before COVID.
I can't afford that.
Yeah.
Social Security, so it don't really support all the sport life.
But that's great. You actually achieved the ability to compete in the World Triathlon Championships, and it started off.
Nice, but I got to participate.
Yeah, but you did it. That's the thing.
And I did both of them. I did the sprint, and the Olympic did too.
Yeah, that's incredible. That's what I did. I did both of those. Well, that's encouraging, and we appreciate your time, and we'll look forward to maybe hearing more in the future. Thanks, Barbara.
Thank you.
We want to thank you for watching Redefining Aging.us. I'm John Disterdick, your host, and our goal for the series is pretty simple. We just want to enhance the quality of people's lives. So if you know of an event that you think would be one for good for us to cover, please fill out the form on our website, and not only the event and what it is, where it is, when it is, and if there's a person you know that you think would be a good person for us to do a testimony on in some event, please let us know. And if you want a fuller description of my testimony, you can either go to johndisterdick.com and look under ministry, or you can go here at redefiningaging.us. We appreciate your viewership. God bless, and hope to see you on more shows.